The Vedic period witnessed a gradual development of philosophical thought, progressing from the mantras and brahmanas to the Aranyaks, and finally to the Upanishads. The Vedic period, spanning from approximately 1500 BCE to 500 BCE, was a time of significant intellectual and spiritual exploration in ancient India. Within this period, we can discern a notable evolution of philosophical thought as expressed in the Vedic texts. This development can be traced through three distinct phases: the mantras, the brahmanas, and the Upanishads. The mantras constitute the oldest layer of the Vedic literature, composed of hymns and prayers addressed to various deities. These hymns are poetic expressions of reverence, awe, and gratitude towards the forces of nature and the divine. The mantras reflect a worldview deeply connected to the natural world, where the early Vedic Aryans sought to understand and establish a harmonious relationship with the cosmic forces that surrounded them. While the mantras predominantly emphasize ritualistic aspects and invoke specific gods for blessings and protection, they lay the foundation for the philosophical development that follows. The next phase, the brahmanas, builds upon the mantras and represents a more ritualistic and priestly perspective. The brahmanas expound on the symbolic and metaphysical significance of the rituals, outlining detailed procedures and explaining their underlying philosophical concepts. They provide guidelines for sacrificial ceremonies and explore the idea of cosmic order and the interplay between gods, humans, and the natural world. While the brahmanas are predominantly concerned with the external aspects of religious practices and social order, they contain seeds of philosophical thought that later find fuller expression in the Upanishads. The Upanishads mark the culmination of philosophical thought in the Vedic period. These texts delve into profound metaphysical and spiritual inquiries, seeking to understand the nature of reality, the self, and the ultimate truth. The Upanishads move beyond the external rituals and delve into the realm of introspection, self-realization, and the pursuit of knowledge. They explore concepts such as Brahman, the ultimate reality underlying all existence, and Atman, the individual self, positing their essential oneness. The Upanishads challenge conventional notions and encourage seekers to move beyond mere externalities, inviting them to embark on a quest for self-discovery and spiritual enlightenment. In short, the development from the mantras through the brahmanas to the Upanishads signifies a progression from a predominantly ritualistic and devotional approach to a more introspective and philosophical one. The mantras serve as a poetic expression of reverence and wonder, laying the groundwork for understanding the divine forces and their significance. The brahmanas delve into the intricacies of rituals, providing a framework for societal and cosmic order. Finally, the Upanishads transcend external rituals and offer profound insights into the nature of existence, consciousness, and the ultimate reality. This gradual development of thought within the Vedic period demonstrates the intellectual and spiritual evolution of ancient Indian society. It reflects a shift from external worship to a deeper exploration of the metaphysical and philosophical dimensions of human existence. The mantras, brahmanas, and Upanishads together form a rich tapestry of philosophical ideas that laid the foundation for subsequent schools of thought in India, shaping the intellectual and spiritual heritage of the subcontinent for centuries to come. Let's now explore the transition of Vedic thought concerning the supreme reality and how this has shaped our worldview in the generations to come. There is a transition from naturalistic and anthropomorphic polytheism to transcendent monotheism to immanent monism in the pre-Upanishadic philosophy. During the early Vedic period, people believed that the natural forces surrounding them were like gods and goddesses. They saw these forces as having human-like qualities, which is called anthropomorphic polytheism. For example, they worshipped specific deities such as Indra, the god of thunder, and Agni, the god of fire. Each god had a distinct role and represented a different aspect of nature. People believed that by worshipping these gods, they could gain their favor and blessings. As time went on, there was a shift in their understanding of the divine. People began to recognize the existence of a supreme god who transcended human-like forms. This marked the emergence of transcendent monotheism in the Vedic thought. They realized that the various gods and goddesses were not separate entities, but different manifestations or forms of the same supreme reality. This concept is often referred to as henotheism. In henotheism, people worshipped any god they praised as the most supreme and only god. This idea emphasized the underlying unity and transcendence of the divine, while still acknowledging the distinct functions and aspects represented by different deities. It is important to note that the concept of monotheism in the Vedic context is different from conventional monotheism found in other religions. The Vedic literature does not present a rigid belief in one exclusive god. Instead, it offers a more nuanced understanding. The Vedic hymns highlight the unity of the gods and emphasize that they are manifestations or expressions of the same supreme reality. Each god represents a particular aspect or function of the divine, while ultimately pointing towards the unity and transcendence of the supreme god. This philosophical journey in the Vedic period culminated in the concept of immanent monism, which is most prominently found in the Upanishads. Immanent monism suggests that the divine is not separate or distinct from the world, but rather exists within it. It emphasizes the immanence of the divine, meaning that the divine essence is present in all beings and phenomena. In this stage, the Upanishads invited people to recognize the presence of the divine in every aspect of existence, transcending the boundaries of individual gods and external rituals. The focus shifted from external worship to an inner realization of the ultimate truth, where individuals sought to merge their individual self with the universal consciousness. This transition from anthropomorphic polytheism to transcendent monotheism and ultimately to immanent monism reflects a profound evolution of thought in the Vedic period. It signifies a movement from a more external and anthropocentric understanding of divinity to a deeper recognition of the unity and interconnectedness of all existence. The Vedic seers, through their spiritual and philosophical insights, sought to unveil the underlying truth and the inherent oneness that permeates the universe. This journey not only shaped the philosophical and religious landscape of ancient India, but also laid the groundwork for the subsequent development of diverse philosophical schools and spiritual traditions. The emphasis on recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and realizing the unity that underlies the diversity of the world continues to influence spiritual traditions and philosophical systems to this day. In conclusion, the evolution of philosophical thought in the Vedic period encompasses a progression from anthropomorphic polytheism to transcendent monotheism and ultimately to immanent monism. This development represents a profound shift in understanding, where people moved from perceiving the gods as separate beings to recognizing their underlying unity and interconnectedness. The Vedic seers' insights into the nature of divinity continue to inspire seekers and provide a framework for exploring the profound mysteries of existence. By recognizing the oneness that exists within the diversity of the world, individuals can embark on a path of spiritual awakening and realize their connection with the universal consciousness.